Do the trashy pulp novels of the world have anything to offer? Are bestsellers all they're cracked up to be? Here at Terrible Book Club, we explore whether you really can judge a book by its cover, or its ridiculous synopsis. You ever passed a book and thought, ugh, who's reading this? We probably are. Okay, Paris, thank you for coming to my pitch here. Thanks for coming to this meeting, meeting me in this very small meeting room that we are inside now. Paris, I want you to imagine something for me.
Okay.
Are you getting ready to imagine, use your mind to think about, like, really think about this?
All right, yeah, I have my eyes closed.
Okay, I want you to think about a good book. Like, think about turning the pages... And it's got such a good story in it.
Ooh, and the pages are gilded.
Yeah, so the grammar is really good. It makes a lot of points. It uses a lot of examples to back up its points.
Tell me about the syntax.
It goes into a lot of detail about things. It's over 50 pages. And it's written by someone that has thoughts in their head and uses them. Except there's like too much of it, you know. But now thinking about like it's kind of like a lot of stuff to read, right? Like that's kind of a problem. You're a busy person, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of bad. I want you to imagine another book now.
No, I like that book.
I know you like that book. That it's a wonderful book, but there's just like a lot in it, right? And like I said, you're busy.
Yeah, I am busy.
I want you to imagine another book. It's got the same good parts to it. It's you open it and it's got the gilded everything, and it's got thoughts in it. Except this time it's shorter and there's only 2 examples. Don't you like that book now?
No.
Oh shit!
I don't like it.
My hypnosis didn't work. Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get me to like bad books soon. We're getting me there. Just gonna do a few more sessions.
My problem is that I think I let the cat out of the bag too early. I didn't think about what I should say before I said it. I just came out here just saying stuff.
It's all right, Dr. Chris. We'll get me next time.
Yeah, well, I might have ruined my rapport with your gatekeeper, Paris.
Yeah, Shadow Throne's pretty pissed right now.
Oh, deep Malazan references to start us off.
Deep spoiler for Malazan, Book of the Fallen.
Yeah, if you know what that is, like, it's not a spoiler.
I mean, it's like, nah, not really, I guess.
Anyway.
All right, hey, yo,
you didn't just accidentally walk into the wrong door or something, listener.
I mean, maybe you have.
You tripped into this podcast by accident.
Hello and welcome to episode 77 of the Terrible Book Club. I am Paris, a non-hypnotized Paris, and this is Chris, who is not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
So, today we read Control Everyone with Hypnosis by Dr. Jürgen Bauer and Jason Farley. Chris, how did you find that? Because I know you're the one who discovered this.
I think remember. I was going through like the self-help section of Amazon, and I sorted by recent or something. I forgot I honestly, I was probably hypnotized by Amazon.
Yeah,
with it's a very loose definition of hypnosis, but that's kind of what we're rolling with this whole time here.
Fucking Christ!
This was a random Amazon find. I dove deep into those mines. I started, picking away until I found that juicy vein of a book that claims to let you control everyone. Paris.
With hypnosis.
Bend every single person you know to your will in 24 pages flat.
I don't even know if I would consider this book 24 pages long to be. It's like a few paragraphs. Like, I'm not exaggerating.
There's 8 chapters, Paris. So
oh yeah, the word chapter is used liberally. Okay, so if you haven't guessed by now, and if you haven't listened to the show before, what we do here on Terrible Book Club is we read books that we think will be bad, and we base this assumption on like a bad cover, terrible art, a bad title, or just a shitty summary. Sometimes all of those. Sometimes we get recommendations. So the whole point is we do the opposite of what everyone else does with books. Everyone else tries to pick books they think they'll like. We try to pick books we think we'll hate. And today, this...
I think I nailed it, honestly.
You really did. This fucking... All right. First of all, I guess no content warnings except for our swearing, which has already begun. So, the usual barnyard language.
Buckle up.
All right, I'm going to read the summary of the book, which arguably constitutes about 1/8 of the actual book.
That's true. We gotta be careful here.
All right, so this is the summary for Control Everyone with Hypnosis. The ultimate mind control book. An easy read, very effective. A useful sales weapon.
I have something to ask you when you're done here, Paris.
Just random quotes out of context. When you think of hypnosis, you think of something that can only be achieved by professional hypnotists.
Continue.
Should I? Yeah, I'm not even going to take it again. It doesn't deserve my time. This book shows you how you can hypnotize everyone every day. You don't need a surgery, a qualification, a pocket watch, or any other tools of hypnosis. Just logic, good advice, and examples from this book, Control Everyone with Hypnosis. In a well-constructed and thought-out manner, Dr. Jürgen Bauer explains with extreme clarity exactly what hypnosis is, the comparison of the forms of hypnosis, and how hypnosis can be incorporated into your everyday life to gain control of people and situations. One example, given by Dr. Bauer, dates back to when he was a salesperson and how, through hypnosis techniques, he became the top salesperson worldwide within his company. So, if you are looking for the ultimate insight into mind control and how psychology is manipulated through hypnosis and hypnotism, then this book is where you should begin. The book also gives you a real edge on how to develop the most powerful sales techniques and develop better closing skills through hypnotic suggestion techniques.
Okay, Paris, there's a few things I need to ask about.
Just the summary. Fuck.
First of all, let's just spitball some other sales weapons that could perhaps be brought into the world. I have an idea for you. Receipt strangler. I was gonna
say that. That CVS receipt is a fucking sales weapon.
Just like a Garrett, but like slower and kind of more fragile. Another one.
The paper cuts are what gets you.
Yeah, that was in my second thing. The paper cut, just the money slicer. It's like a mandolin, but made out of like the stiffest cash possible.
No, made out of fucking cardboard boxes, dude. That shit rips your hands apart.
Yeah, because we gotta ship everything that we sell, right?
Plastic bags. That'll suffocate the shit out of you.
Okay, yeah. A lot of breath-based weapons in sales, it seems like.
What else? What's another sales weapon?
A
locked door. An emergency that keeps you inside of a store. Perfect.
I was thinking about maybe some kind of, like, bow staff that discounts things when you hit it, when you hit things with it.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea. Oh, you know what that is? It's a ticket gun.
Oh, yeah. True.
Put a new price on it. Wham!
This is my new class in D&D. It's sales. Sales technician.
Oh, my God. Wow, you've created something shittier than a bard. Congratulations.
Okay, second question.
Says the girl who plays a bard in, like, all of her games.
Second question. What surgery do you need for hypnosis?
That's a great question.
Surgery. Who thought surgery was part of this?
Maybe he thinks that you need to go through some kind of special. Maybe he thinks you need a lobotomy to be able to perform hypnosis.
I was thinking maybe some wrist muscle, sort of like you upgrade those so you can swing the pocket watch. But he says you don't even need the pocket watch, so I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I love how you don't need surgery or even a qualification of any kind.
No, you don't need shit. To be fair, the hypnosis, quote marks, hypnosis methods described in this book are pretty basic.
No. Okay, so I feel like this is exactly what happened with Sex in the Afterlife. When we read Sex in the Afterlife, I thought we were going to learn how to fuck after we're dead. I thought we were going to learn about some kind of dead people fuck sexuality, spiritual sex or whatever. And it was just like an idiot who took Philosophy 101 making up random shit that he probably thought made him sound cool. And this is the same thing. We pick up this book thinking it's going to be about hypnosis, like how to put someone in a relaxed state to help them access their subconscious, where in reality, all it is like a single common sense social engineering technique. It's not even a technique. It's like just how you interact with other fucking people.
Okay, so here's the basis of Doctor. Okay, the third question I was gonna have is okay, so this is another dual author thing. It took two dudes to write this.
No. Okay. Yeah. Actually, you're right. We should address this. So the cover of the book and the author credits on Amazon, it says Jason Farley and Dr. Jürgen Bauer. Yet the second page or the first page in the book for copyright info, it makes it very clear, the right of Dr. Jürgen Bauer to be identified as author of this work has been asserted by him in accordance with sections 77 and 78 of the Copyright Designs and Patents Act in 1988. So I guess Jürgen and Jason had a falling out, and Jürgen was like, "No, these 5 paragraphs are mine, Jason. You don't get to publish them." I think Jason Farley is the person, and Dr. Jürgen Bauer is some kind of pseudonym that he uses. I don't know. It reads like somebody whose first language is German and not English.
There are references to German versions of other hypnosis books written. So who is Jason Farley?
Well, my theory was maybe he made the terrible graphics on the cover, but he's listed as an author.
He was hypnotized into co-writing a book.
Oh, I also love on the cover of this one that there's just a bestseller ribbon on it. It's not a bestseller. It's not a best. Dude, you can't just...
Paris, a doctor was in chocolate confectionery sales.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you could change your career. I changed my career 2 years ago.
A doctor was into confectionery sales.
Well, I also really like... Did you also like how, in the book, Dr. Bauer, if you really are a doctor, I highly doubt you are, is talking about, I was the top salesperson at this big company. I was the top salesperson at this American corporation. I was the top salesperson at a confectionery business. He can't help but give us more and more detail until by the end of the book, we know he was a salesperson for an American chocolate manufacturer that was making low-calorie, low-fat chocolate geared toward diabetics. So we could probably, with some internet sleuthing, figure out who the fuck this guy is and what company he worked for, because he just kept giving us information that he didn't need to give us. And it was just really weird. I don't know.
It's especially weird because he does... This is a very, very thin book, quote-unquote.
Dude, this isn't even a pamphlet. You wouldn't... This is... The content of this book would fit in, a Facebook post. Or an Instagram post. Honestly, give me 5 tweets and I fucking got you. That's all you need. You do not need more than 1,000, maybe 1,500 characters, 1,000 characters to really explain this book. Chris, you want to take us through the fucking technique?
Okay, I mean, there's not much here. So there's 2 halves of the book here in the way I dissected it, at least.
Yeah, you had to dissect this one?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I had to do a thorough analysis. So the first half, he's kind of explaining, he's trying to define hypnosis, but he doesn't really do that. he explains like the Greek root, like the word hypnos is where this comes from, and it's anything where it seems to him that hypnosis is anything where you get someone to do what you want in any fashion.
Yeah, he thinks he calls this it's not hypnosis. All this is hey, get someone to trust you and then make subtle suggestions to change their mind about something. Ta-da!
There's only 2 examples in the book of how to do this. In the first part, he starts describing it as more of a long game thing. So this is like long-term hypnosis that he's trying to go for.
It's not hypnosis. It's just social engineering where he's like, "Hey, do you want to try to change your friend's opinion on something? Like, just misdirect them and make only casual, indirect suggestions, and then after a couple months, they'll probably change their mind a little bit." And it's like, that's not like, what the
fuck? So the example that he uses, he's like, okay, let's say you want to change someone's opinion about the color yellow, and they really don't like the color yellow. Well, here's what you do. You go find a Mercedes, specifically a yellow Mercedes.
Well, it's because this person supposedly loves Mercedes.
Okay,
but
it's not
yellow.
Okay, but it's not even like supposedly this person likes Mercedes. It's stated as absolute fact that Mercedes is the best car company, and it's like without a doubt that that's how you get past the initial trust barrier. Because if you say, "Oh, that's a cool yellow Mercedes," you don't even say it's yellow. You say that's a cool Mercedes, right? You just point at the one that's yellow, and then, because Mercedes is objectively a good car brand, the conscious mind's gatekeeper to the subconscious mind will allow that person to consider things that you say in the future as trustworthy because you said a simple fact, like, wow, what a cool Mercedes car over there. And it just happens to be yellow.
I mean, dude, this is just how you build fucking relationships with people.
Now,
like, this is just being a human. Like,
now, over time, what you are to do is you slowly talk about other things that might be yellow or at least cool cars or something. There's a whole lot of yada, yada, yada in this part. He kind of glosses over it.
He's just like, yeah, just never be direct about it, which I think is the only real useful piece of advice if you're trying to change someone's mind who's resistant to something. Because most people, I mean, he's correct. He's correct about this, but it is not hypnosis. Where, like say Chris is like, Paris, Chris, what's a band you think I wouldn't like?
I don't think you have as high opinion of Archspire as I do.
Yeah, okay. I don't really know much about Archspire. Like, Paris, if Chris is like, Paris, listen to Archspire, I'm going to be like, I don't know, dude. That seems like some, like metalcore shit that I wouldn't be into. Instead, what Chris should do is just have it on in the background when I'm over his house. And then, just don't say anything about it and hope that I just go, oh, that was cool. What were you listening to? Or, just always has it on and never tells me what it is. Or subtly plays it in the background when we're recording an episode. It's just being subtly suggestive about things. I mean, sneaky, if you will. Sneaky, also a word for it. I started to read this as sort of creepy in a lot of ways.
It's basically the first half here, the technique that he describes is just sort of like gaslighting in a way, not entirely, because in gaslighting you're explicitly saying like that didn't happen, that's not true. But right. This is sort of like to continue the example he used. He says like, oh, if you keep saying that, these cars are cool, and eventually you specifically point out the yellow Mercedes after a while, like, oh, I know you don't like the color yellow, but that's like a really cool car because it's a Mercedes. It just happens to be yellow, and the fact that it's a Mercedes makes the fact that it's yellow even cooler. And then the person's subconscious mind is supposed to accept, well, I guess yellow isn't that bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I think sure this might work a little bit, but I don't know that it's not gonna give you mind control or hypnotize anyone. That's just an absurd statement.
the other thing he says, the real clincher here. I'm actually gonna pull this up on the Kindle in front of me because I want to
please read from it.
I want to be specific about this one segment, which I think is like his thesis statement about the how this is supposed to go. All right, hold on. All right. but you should practice and really think carefully and logically beforehand about what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, and how will it affect the person in receiving the information. Adopting this logical, almost flow-charted way of suggestions, you will be able to achieve a much higher success rate when trying to control somebody or a situation. So the thesis is, think about what you say before you say it and how it will hit the person that you're saying it to, and you'll be able to control everybody.
Yeah, So again, this is just like you're just engendering trust with other people. Like, this is just a thing.
Okay, so Paris, this comes to like my kind of like a thing I need you to consider here. Hold on, let me gather my thoughts for a second. This seems like a very obvious thing to you and I, right? But to Dr. Jürgen, or I guess Jason Farley, or, you know, whoever really wrote this book, this is like a profound thing that they figured out. Oh, it's a secret mind control technique. It's proof that there are bozos that walk amongst us, Paris. That, like, something that seems so basic and common sense to you and I, like, think about what you say before you say it and how it's going to impact the person that you're speaking to, and you might have a higher success rate of getting that person to do something that you would like them to do, or something that's favorable to you.
Yeah, I mean, and he's talking...
That's like this deep thing to him. He was walking around his whole life for a period, and he didn't think about what he said. He was out here just like blurting out whatever came to his mind, like, fuck, don't you like yellow, motherfucker? Isn't that what, like, you don't like yellow? No, you like yellow now. And he realized that didn't work, so now he's like trying to do this subterfuge with like Mercedes or whatever.
I just think, yeah, the word choices are all wrong here. Like I said, couple of tweets would have bim bam bam done.
The thesis statement is literally just don't lie to people and they'll trust you.
Yeah.
And then they might like believe you when you say something more.
Yeah, it's like he could have just been like, hey man, you remember the story of the boy who cried wolf? Yeah, do the opposite of that. Sick. Like, okay. You got it.
Can I also bring up, like, in one chapter later, which is literally just one page later, he's like, it's chapter 6, taking hypnosis out into the streets.
I was hoping we would get taking hypnosis into the sheets next, but we sadly didn't. I was really hoping for that.
Sales only. None of that here. But anyway, you actually don't, he doesn't tell you to take it onto the street. The first thing he says is, so friends, relatives, and acquaintances should be your first natural targets on which to practice your suggestion skills. So not, in fact, into the streets at all, and also you should manipulate the people around you with your newfound ability to think about what you say before you say something to them.
Yeah, it's just, it's ridiculous. Oh, we should probably talk about that it's not very well written, and you know, my 2 cents on this is just that, hey, if this guy is German, it does read like somebody whose first language is not English, and that's fine, but like, man, just hire an editor. Like, that's literally what editors are for. You give them some money, they read your shit, they turn into gold, you know, or they turn into buffed bronze in this case, you know, I don't know, something slightly better than what it was.
Maybe that was Jason Farley's job.
No, again, he's listed as an author, Chris.
Okay, do you think the person that wrote this book knows the difference between author and editor, though? Someone who had to write down into text his profound ability to control people by thinking about what he says before he says it.
Yeah, I don't know.
By not lying to people and saying, like, gaining their trust.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously I think the summary was a pretty good example of how the language is just like just a little off. He uses tripping instead of dripping. There's a really weird description of someone eating a chocolate bar. Chris,
okay, yeah, this is the second half of the hypnosis technique examples, which is him bringing up how he was the best goddamn diabetes chocolate salesman or something this side of the Mississippi.
Diabetes chocolate.
Anyway, so this kind of blows his whole first half out of the water because now he's talking about sales techniques which are not a long-term thing. Like, he wasn't sitting here saying, okay, just, don't even try to sell chocolate to this person at first. Just, like, ring them up and say hello and talk about, I don't know, other chocolate. This is a one-on-one quick sales pitch that he's trying to do, so it's not a long game thing at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. I mean, he's just trying to... he's trying to sell to large-scale buyers, right?
Like grocery stores that would put the candy on their shelves or something like that. So here's his example here. He's like, oh, the chocolates that we were selling, they're good for people that want low sugar, low calories, or are diabetic to have, but that's not a huge market, and they cost way more than all the regular chocolate bars in the store. So how am I going to sell this to the person on the other end of my hypnosis, I suppose? And what he does is he goes, okay, I asked the person to imagine their top selling chocolate bar. Imagine unwrapping it and taking a bite out of that sweet chocolate. And, it's dripping down into your stomach. I don't know how you eat chocolate, dude, but it's never dripping.
He said, you should just read it word for word, that sentence. But then I asked the buyer to take the first bite of this wonderful, tasty chocolate bar and to feel the sensation of the chocolate melting in the back of their palate and dripping down into their stomach.
How the fuck you eating chocolate bars, my dude?
Just a weird way to put it. He also refers to, I don't even know, I think he's trying to say, like the initial maybe blurb by the salesperson or initial pitch, but instead he says this: put yourself in the shoes of the buyer for a week, and this becomes a very painful and mundane job. Because really, it all just becomes about the initial blog by the salesperson and the price point. I don't know what the initial blog is, but okay.
It's like he was thinking about deathcore vocals, like when you start the song and the nasty blast beat comes in, you give him a nice bleh right there, and that's how you start it off. And after a week, you've been hearing that all the time, and you're ready to be hypnotized by Mr. Chocolate Sex Man over here, who's asking you to imagine a sexy chocolate bar dripping down the back of your throat. Anyway, the second half of his hypnosis technique, after he puts you into chocolate hypnosis by asking you to imagine eating a chocolate bar, is then he says, oh, but now think about all the calories and all the sugar that you're ingesting. Isn't that terrible? Now, think about unwrapping another chocolate bar. It's just as good as the first one, except there's not as much calories and sugar. Bam, you've been hypnotized, bitch. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, he talks about how when he tells them to think about all the calories and sugar, he says, and he's like, yeah, and it could even kill you. He's like, oh, I have they're so scared. They're so terrified.
No.
You're like, what person would be terrified?
You didn't tell me this was poisoned chocolate. Why would you do that to me, Dr. Bauer?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't know.
Okay, Paris, that's the book. We did it.
That's it. We did it.
That's the whole book.
It's done. Okay, so should you read this? No, don't fucking read this. If you want to learn how to sell things to people, I mean, yeah, I think that, like I said, I think what he states, the one thing he tells us about is true, but it's A, not hypnosis, B, just kind of a common sense way to interact with people, and C, like, if you're in sales, you already know this.
Paris, let me give you the ultimate hypnosis technique. Are you ready?
Yeah.
List the features of your product.
Yeah, he was saying
my God. I can't believe I never thought about this before.
Yeah, he was saying that, like, before he thought of, this magical trick or whatever, this hypnosis technique, he was like, yeah, all we would do is tell people about features and benefits. And I'm like, well, yeah, but do you literally just list features and benefits of people? Like, how is that going to sell you shit? Like, that doesn't make sense. I hope that's not what people are doing out in the sales world.
His big technique is asking you to imagine a thing you like, but oh no, there's something wrong with it. But now my thing is the better version that doesn't have the thing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Hypnosis.
I mean, this is, and again,
I've woven you into my web.
And I mean, and Chris and I have both worked retail for various amounts of time. So we know something. We know a thing or two about selling stuff, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't really at all, man. I worked at a CVS cashier thing. One time, these people walked in and they were like, can you tell us the difference between all these prepaid phone cards? And I was like, read it.
Wow, you're terrible at your job. I'm sorry.
They were like, can you list all the differences between these prepaid phone cards? Like, I never looked at them, bro. Like, you can just look at it with your eyes.
Well, see, what you should have done in that case is gone, you know what? Let's look at those together. And then you just read them with the person and help them figure it out. And you have to be overly cheerful about it.
That's basically what I ended up doing. I didn't really say it in that fashion, but essentially... They were like upset that I didn't know the features automatically. Like they were upset that I had to like read the card in front of them.
Oh,
I was like, I don't know. Let me read it with you, and I'll try to. That's what I did.
Yeah, it's like who the fuck is you? Well, actually, this was a long time. I was like prepaid phone cards. I was like, oh right, this was years ago.
This was like 2011.
Yeah, I mean, I was a retail manager for a long time at like a super busy chain, and I mean, I hate sales. It's the fucking worst.
I don't like it either. I mean, there's like ethical ways to do it, but I just don't like pushing a product on someone. That's probably why we're terrible at promoting this podcast.
I mean, we're not terrible about it. It's just not our main jobs or hobby. It's like a secondary hobby. So like, I mean, it's fine. Anyway, point being is that we've both worked in the realm of sales, so this is just ridiculous. So don't read this book. Don't waste your time on it. I think
I've employed the sales technique of thinking about what comes out of my mouth in that previous example where I didn't just say, hey, read it, asshole.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Like, of course, you have to get someone to trust you by not lying to them and being a dick before they will maybe consider buying something from you. Like, I just don't... Anyway. So... can we fix it? Like I said, give me the space of 5 tweets. I've fixed this for you. No one has to pay 99 cents for this. I have never felt so robbed of 99 cents in my life.
It wasn't even that expensive. It was still too much. This should be like the summary before you take the guy's hypnosis and sales course, right? Like before you send him $100 on PayPal to have like Skype chats with him for 3 weeks.
Oh, God.
That's what this should be.
You know what's funny? I'm drinking a fucking Miller High Life right now. It's not great beer, but you know what? It cost me less than 99 cents for this beer, and it is so much better than this book. And
wait, no, you're hypnotizing me, Paris. I don't like Miller High Life at all, and now you're just using the backdoor technique of comparing it to a crappy book to get me to want to drink Miller High Life. I see through your shit.
I've gotten to... So, I used to be a beer snob, and then I started playing in a band, and now I like shit beer, because that's what you get when you're in a band, when you're a shitty musician.
Yeah, man, it's all like PBRs and under. That's all you're drinking.
PBR upsets my stomach, so Miller High Life. Yo, Miller High Life with a fucking wedge of lime or lemon in it, punches that shit up like at least another notch or two.
Yeah, that's pretty good. In the bands that I was in, Graveborn is actually kind of fancy beer. Like, there was always like a 4-pack of like crafty beers that might show up at practice.
Oh, you're talking about practice? No, I'm talking about playing shows where like the beer you get is trash.
Oh, yeah, no, that's all the way like a pitcher of Bud Light or something. Like, maybe that. Half a pizza on top of it, too.
Yeah, really. Anyway, we're going on a tangent. So
that's okay. We got space to fill.
That's it. Fuck that. So we knew this was going to be a short one. So since Chris designed the last fun game, today is my turn. So today, insert game show music here. Today, I've designed a game for us. And it came about accidentally. I had a moment of brilliant inspiration. I haven't named this game, but I was inspired by looking up book genres on Amazon, because we were going to do another edition, I guess, of the game we did a long time ago in episode 30, where I made up fake book summaries, titles, and authors, and Chris had to guess, which one was a lie out of the 3. But that was going to take a while, and I just wanted something quicker, but I was going to I was going to buckle down and do it anyway, even if it meant recording later. And but then just something happened while I was searching book genres on Amazon, and I decided, you know what? gonna change my direction. So
Okay.
Chris,
Yeah, what's the game?
This game is called Which of These Did Not Appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre I was looking for?
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think we can punch up that title a little bit somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have a good title for it, but
Not on top, perhaps?
yeah, actually that's great. Woo, all right, kids. We're playing Not on Top. Woo! All right.
Bottoms only.
All right, Chris, remember, you're not allowed to look at the second page of the notes because that's where all my magic is.
Okay.
All right. Which of these 4 items did not appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre workplace tell-all?
Oh, okay. Hit me with them. You compose yourself first, please. It's gonna be harder to tell through giggles, Paris.
I'm sorry. Sorry, this is just the one that inspired the game, so I think it's like especially close to my heart.
Okay. Let's see if we can make it through this together.
All right. So which of these did not appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre workplace tell-all? The 2006 movie She's the Man?
Okay.
A Chinese action film called A Knife Shooter?
Okay. Wait. Wait. Is he shooting a knife? Is he?
He is a guy who shoots knives, I think. I don't know.
So he has a gun. So we also have to clarify this. He is holding a gun, and there's a knife across from him that is being shot. Or is it a gun that shoots knives, or this person shoots knives from themselves somehow?
I hope it's the latter. I don't know. The 2020 Georgia state and federal OSHA workplace compliant labor laws 24.
That's certainly a workplace tell-all. It's got all the regulations.
24 by 36 laminated poster.
Okay. None of these are books so far. You know you can select like books at the Amazon search.
Hang on. And lastly, made poorly in China, an insider's account of the China production game.
The China production?
So which one of these did not appear? Because 3 of them did.
Okay. Did the OSHA thing not appear?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Nope, that was on there.
Okay, so what did you add here?
The China book was not there.
Oh, Knife Shooter was. I should have guessed. That seemed like
the book made poorly in China.
Oh,
and it's fucking Knife Shooter. She's the Man, and the 2020 Georgia State Federal OSHA workplace compliance. Actually, that poster entry is what got me. That's what inspired this whole game.
How did the Knife Shooter come up in a workplace tell-all? Was it like a memoir of someone that was at a knife shooting, like a knife gun factory?
Dude, I don't know. Also, what the fuck is up with the 2006 movie She's the Man? Like, what?
Yeah,
Amazon search.
I haven't seen it. So like maybe it was like there was a workplace involved?
No. She's the Man is the modern updated version of Twelfth Night from Shakespeare.
Oh, well, I haven't seen that either, so still no context for me.
Yeah, so anyway, I just want everyone to take away the fact that the 3 things that actually appeared in the search were not books, and they were not about workplaces, except for the labor law poster.
This is your fault, I think. All right, what's next?
Okay. Which of these did not appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre Mariology, the religious study of Mary?
What? You typed into the Amazon search bar Mariology.
No, just Mariology. That's it.
You typed that word in?
Yes.
Is that that's a real word?
That's a real word. It looks like Mariology.
Shouldn't it be like matrimology or something?
Nope, it's Mariology. I came upon it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit me.
A 6-disc audio CD set called The Gospel Truth About Mary, Volume 2, Mary's Perpetual Virginity and Assumption.
Okay, well, that's one type of Mariology, I suppose.
The Anti-Mary Exposed, Rescuing the Culture from Toxic Femininity.
What?
That's the Anti-Mary Exposed.
Is it like Anti-Mary as in a woman named Mary, but the opposite of her?
Yeah, Anti-Mary, the Anti-Mary.
Or so I'm having trouble differentiating whether it's the proper noun Mary or the word Marry.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the proper noun. Like the Mother of God, all that shit.
Okay. All right.
Yep. A CD called There Is No Rose, Christmas in the 21st Century. And finally, just a collection of Mother Mary wallpapers for your computer.
Oh, for my computer?
Yes.
Did I have to pay for these?
Yes.
I can't just can I just save the image as in the description?
No, you gotta pay. There, it's on Amazon. You gotta buy it.
Okay. All right. All right. So I've got a 6-disc set about the Virgin Mary and how she's such a virgin. Oh my God, you guys, she never got laid.
Oh,
I know she said she had a kid, but she totally didn't get laid. That's an immaculate conception.
I created this game and I am like in tears. It's
okay. So we got a 6-disc set about talking shit about Mary, and then we've got Anti-Mary, which is I'm guessing some kind of like, oh, those feminists make it hard for me to date. I don't get matches on Tinder, and now I'm going to write a book about it.
Yep.
What was number 3?
It's a CD called There Is No Rose, Christmas in the 21st Century.
What? That's a very sad and like depressing. I'm going to say There Is No Rose is the one you made up.
No, sadly. The Anti-Mary Exposed is a real thing, but it did not show up in my search at all.
So these things are perhaps real. It's not.
These are all real things. They just weren't in my search at all.
Oh, okay. I see, I understand now.
Sorry.
So, sadly, these all exist.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, all four of those
okay,
things
well, 0 for 2 here.
Oh, wow, Mariology. Yeah, I learned about that today.
I don't know how I don't have the feel of the algorithm yet.
All right. There's only 2 more. Or 3 more. No, yeah, 3 more. Okay. Which of these did not appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre musical fiction?
Okay. I might have an edge here.
A DVD of the movie Xanadu, Magical Edition. A CD called Weird Romance, 2 one-act musicals of speculative fiction. Funko Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory Oompa Loompa Playmobil vinyl figure.
Okay, that has to be on page 1 if you bother.
Or High Fidelity.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna say High Fidelity didn't show up on there because that's the one, and I know a few pieces of musical fiction, I suppose, but that's like one of the more famous ones. So I'm assuming that like Bezos's algorithm here didn't quite match up to like the one book that probably everyone's read that's musical fiction. I'm gonna say High Fidelity wasn't on the top.
Yes, you got it right.
Awesome. I'm getting I'm getting my fingers in the rhythm.
Yo, Funko Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory Oompa Loompa Playmobil vinyl figure was there on the first
I guess, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is kind of a musical and it's fiction.
Okay, I guess I didn't see the connection there. I was like, this is bonkers. Woo, good job.
Come with me and you'll see a world is pure Funko Pop nation.
Oh, fucking Funko Pops. I hate them. Anyway. They're the Beanie Babies of this generation. Ugh. All right. Which of these did not appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre New Weird?
Okay. That's a new genre for me.
Yep. Perdido Street Station.
Ooh, I read that.
Yeah. Hot Mess, a Player's Rockstar Romance Players, Book 1. Wicked Strange, New England Ghost Stories and Weird Tales. I need a new butt.
What happened to the old one? Did you break it? Oh man, I broke my butt. I tripped and fell. I broke my butt again. I totaled it. Oh, I'm gonna have to call butt insurance now.
Oh, I know. Assurance is just it's just so bad. It's so much.
Okay, I think assurance was on there. What list my choices again real quick? Give me the rundown there, because assurance really took over my whole brain. You talk about butts and it just envelops everything.
All right, I need a new butt. Wicked Strange, New England Ghost Stories and Weird Tales. Hot Mess, A Player's Rockstar Romance Players Book 1, or Perdido Street Station.
I'm going to say Perdido Street Station. Was
Yay!
not. Okay.
You did it. Good job.
Because that's like the one thing that makes sense for New Weird to be on there. It's like the one book that I know is classified as that. So as far as I know, I guess if you don't segment by books, you're not going to get a lot of books.
No, those are all books.
Oh, okay. Well,
and
then
this one was, that example was all books.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
So Amazon's search thing just fucking sucks, which is something I've known.
That's what I'm saying. That fucking SEO is hilarious. All right.
I got half and half. This is the determining round.
Last
I got
one.
my fingers in the rhythm or not.
All right. Which of these did not appear on page 1 of my Amazon search for the book genre spoetry? Spoetry is
Hold on, let me see if I can guess here.
Okay.
Before you spoetry is it's spooky poetry. It's Halloween themed creep fests that are in iambic pentameter.
Oh no, it's poetry constructed from the subject line or content of spam email.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, kind of weird. All right, so which of these did not appear when I looked for spoetry? Creeping up superhero women leggings fitness Deadpool leggings 3D printed pants.
It does read like a spam title, so I guess that is something. Can you okay, continue.
An MP3 called I'm Great by rapper Spodie Mac.
Okay. All right, we might have to listen to that later. It's just called I'm Great?
Yep, I'm great.
It's just him going, I'm great. I'm Spodie Mac and I'm great.
It had the Spodie Mac, not Sporty, Spodie, S-P-O-A-T-Y.
Okay.
I don't know, it had an explicit tag, so maybe he's like, I'm fucking great or something. I found out I'm dying, a celebration of life in spoetry.
Oh, okay.
And finally, spam poetry, brilliance or nonsense.
Could you do that? Read that first one again for me.
Sure.
Just give me. I want to hear every keyword.
All right. Creeping up superhero women leggings fitness Deadpool leggings 3D printed pants.
Wait, they're 3D printed? We can do 3D printed leggings now?
I don't know.
Isn't all 3D printing stuff made out of like that weird plastic or like really hard? Like, can you make soft stuff out of 3D printers?
I mean, hey, leggings and pants. So it doesn't say anything about soft. It could just be
I like hard
shell.
pants. I like chainmail only.
At least chainmail moves and kind of breathes. It's got holes in it.
Okay. Why is it creeping up? Is it scaring me, or is it like creeping up the legs? Like,
I don't know. It's creeping up. Also, creeping up is one word. Creeping up.
Okay, I get that's probably like a brand name or something.
Unless it's like Cree pinup.
No.
I hope
no,
not.
these are your leggings for sneaking up on people. All right, I'm gonna say the last one, the spam and something.
Spam poetry, brilliance or nonsense?
Yes, that was not.
You
on
did
top.
it!
Awesome. So I get it. So basically, the thing that should be on top is nowhere near the first result on Amazon.
Yeah, I tried to make some of them a little easier, but Yeah. Oh man.
All right, that was a good one, Paris.
that was so good.
I really want to watch The Knife Shooter now and see
No,
what
it's called A Knife Shooter.
Oh,
not the
just
knife shooter.
just A. There's more.
A knife shooter.
This is a commonplace thing. It's just he's just one of many.
You know what? Let's check out that film. Let's just go and see what.
While we're still on air here, we could be wrapping this episode up, but no, you're gonna go on a Google search with us, audience.
It's a 2004 film. It's a Hong Kong action tale. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. A skilled knife thrower receives a killer offer.
Okay. Wait. Knife thrower.
Yeah.
That's not a shooter. This is two different things.
I'm assuming this is maybe it's a translation error. When a wealthy businessman presents Li Fei with a $100,000 offer to murder a rival, that's not really. I would need a lot more money than that to murder someone. $100,000 isn't even gonna get me a good house. I don't know.
You could maybe get a down payment. You have to kill 7 more people.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. I can't. Wow, Lee. I can't believe you did that. All right. Well, now we know. Well, thanks for joining us for another fucking wacky ass ride. On the Terrible Book Club.
Now you can control everyone you know with hypnosis.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Control us with hypnosis, please. Use this technique on us. Bend our fucking will. Oh, man. All right. Well, I know this was a weird episode. Thanks for joining us. Before we leave for this evening, before I walk into the rainy night with saxophones playing, thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you to Dari, Greg, Will, Veronica, Dee, Jared, Lynn, Sinna, Jakub, Torben, aka Duck King, Bobby Blackcat, Ayame, Jensina, Mayo Cat, Elliot, and Kieran. If you want to help support the show as well, you can of course become a patron, or you can subscribe on YouTube, you can rate and review us wherever you choose, or simply share the show on social media, tell someone about it. Word of mouth is really powerful and helpful, and we would appreciate if you subscribe to us on any platform that you use. So thanks a lot. You can also contact us. You can send us an email at terriblebookclub@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Goodreads, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you out there in the digital landscape.
Yeah.
And don't hypnotize people.
Well, I mean,
Or maybe do. I don't know.
If hypnotizing people is just not lying to them and building trust, then maybe hypnotize people?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess it depends on your definition of hypnosis.
Okay, another thing I wanted to bring up is, hey, if you're a patron, if you're paying to support this show, you have the right to select a book for us this year again. It's refreshed. The cooldown period is over. And you can fill up some of our slots. That's not the right way to put it, but
Chris, you're trying to subconsciously affect their decisions.
But yeah, we've got a. It's not a wide open schedule, but we'd like to fill it sooner than later. So if you've got some suggestions or something new that dropped in your lap that you don't want to read. Sometimes I thought maybe the patron thing could be a way for us to accidentally read a good book, or maybe it's just a book that you think might not be worth your time, Yeah,
I mean, we've actually, that's happened to us before when, patrons have suggested stuff and we actually thought it wasn't that bad. But we love reading books for patrons. So, all y'all, get your suggestions.
Hypnotize us with your money and force us to do your bidding.
This is weird. Are we why are we being so weirdly submissive about this? We're like, please.
Yeah, fin dom me, please.
Please book dom me.
All right, Paris.
Oh, wow, we're not on top now. Ooh.
Yo. Ooh, there you go. All right.
Oh, wow. Fuck it. It's good fucking night, everybody. I love you. Love you all.
I love you too. Bye, Paris.
Bye.